Welcome back to Historic Coin Empire, the channel where we explore the hidden power of pocket change and uncover the extraordinary possibilities that can transform an ordinary coin into a life-changing treasure. And today we are diving deep into one of the most fascinating modern penny stories imaginable. The idea that a 2019 1-cent coin could be worth as much as $8 million because of rare mint errors, unexpected production mistakes, and astonishing combinations of anomalies that elevate it far beyond its face value of just a single cent. And while that number may sound unbelievable at first, seasoned collectors understand that in the world of numismatics, value is never determined by denomination alone, but by rarity, authenticity, condition, demand, and the story behind the coin. And history has shown time and time again that when a coin represents a significant deviation from standard minting procedures, especially in a modern era where quality control is expected to be nearly flawless, collectors take notice in a powerful way, because modern errors are often perceived as even more surprising and dramatic precisely due to the advanced safeguards that exist today. And to understand how a 2019 cent might reach such a staggering valuation, we need to begin with the minting process itself, because every valuable error begins with a small deviation somewhere along the chain of production. And in 2019, billions of Lincoln cents were struck at facilities such as Philadelphia and Denver, featuring the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Union Shield design on the reverse, struck on copper-plated zinc planchets weighing approximately 2.5 grams. And these coins were produced using high-speed presses capable of striking hundreds of coins per minute, relying on precision alignment, proper die installation, accurate planchet feeding, and strict quality inspections to ensure uniformity. But even within such controlled environments, anomalies can occur, and it is within those rare moments of deviation that the seeds of extraordinary value are planted, because collectors seek out the unusual, the unexpected, and the statistically improbable. And one of the most powerful possibilities that could elevate a 2019 cent into the multi-million-dollar category is a wrong planchet error, where a cent design is struck on a blank intended for a different denomination or even a foreign coin. And while modern mint procedures are highly automated, transitional errors have historically occurred when leftover planchets from experimental or alternate productions were accidentally mixed into another production line. And if a 2019 cent were discovered struck on a planchet of a completely different metallic composition, such as a bronze alloy not used for standard cents since the early 1980s, or perhaps on a planchet intended for a dime or other denomination with a distinct weight and size, and if that coin were authenticated as a genuine mint-produced anomaly rather than a post-mint alteration, its uniqueness could make it a numismatic sensation overnight, because rarity at that level commands attention from elite collectors and investors who seek singular pieces that no one else can own, and authenticity would be confirmed through precise weight measurements, metallurgical testing, and microscopic die analysis to ensure that the strike characteristics align with genuine mint production rather than artificial fabrication. And once verified, the coin would become a centerpiece of modern era collecting. And beyond planchet anomalies, another powerful category that could justify extraordinary value is the double die error, which occurs during the die creation process when the hub impresses the design onto the die more than once in slightly misaligned positions, creating clear and distinct doubling in the lettering, date, or design elements, and while minor mechanical doubling caused by loose dies during striking is relatively common and usually not valuable, a true double die shows separation that is part of the die itself, meaning every coin struck from that die displays the same bold duplication. And if a 2019 cent were discovered with dramatic, easily visible doubling in inscriptions such as "I in God We Trust," "Liberty," or the date 2019, particularly if the doubling were strong enough to be seen without magnification, it could quickly gain fame within the numismatic community. And if only a limited number of such coins were struck before the die was retired, the resulting rarity would create a powerful combination of scarcity and desirability, especially if surviving examples were found in pristine uncirculated condition, because condition rarity is a force multiplier in the coin market, and coins graded at the highest mint state levels by respected third-party grading services are already scarce among normal issues, so pairing a dramatic mint error with near-perfect preservation dramatically reduces the available supply, intensifying competition among buyers, and auctions often serve as the stage where such competition unfolds, because when two determined collectors both believe they are bidding on a once-in-a-generation opportunity, prices can escalate rapidly beyond expectations, sometimes reaching record-breaking levels that redefine the perceived value of a coin. And another extraordinary possibility lies in the discovery of a mule error, one of the rarest and most sensational types of mint mistakes, where the obverse and reverse dies from two different coin designs are accidentally paired together. And although modern safeguards make mule errors exceedingly rare, they have occurred in the past. And if a 2019 Lincoln cent obverse were somehow paired with a reverse design intended for another denomination or a special pattern issue, and if such a coin escaped detection and entered circulation, it would represent a significant breakdown in mint protocol, instantly becoming a headline-grabbing discovery within the numismatic world. And because mule errors often result in extremely low survival numbers, sometimes even a single known specimen, their exclusivity drives extraordinary demand, and exclusivity is one of the most powerful drivers of value in high-end collecting, because collectors compete not just for rarity but for the prestige of owning something truly unique, and beyond die pairing anomalies, striking errors also offer intriguing possibilities, including dramatic off-center strikes where the planchet is misaligned during the strike, resulting in part of the design missing while still retaining the date and mint mark, and while minor off-center strikes are relatively accessible, a significantly off-center 2019 cent that retains clear identification details and remains in high-grade condition could already command strong premiums, and if combined with additional errors such as a double strike, where the coin is struck more than once in slightly different positions, or a rotated die alignment beyond normal tolerances, the compound nature of the mistake would enhance its rarity and desirability, because compound errors represent multiple simultaneous failures in the minting process, making them statistically less likely and therefore more attractive to collectors who specialize in complex anomalies. And then there are die breaks and cuds, where pieces of the die fracture and break away, leaving raised, unstruck areas on the coin's surface, and while small die cracks are relatively common, a massive retained cud covering a substantial portion of the design on a 2019 cent, especially if sharply defined and preserved in mint state condition, could become a standout example within the error collecting community, and visual impact plays a crucial role in determining desirability, because coins that clearly and dramatically display their uniqueness at a glance tend to generate stronger emotional reactions from bidders, and emotional engagement often translates into higher prices. And beyond visible striking errors, there is also the possibility of plating anomalies, since modern cents consist of a zinc core coated with a thin layer of copper. And if the copper plating were improperly bonded, partially missing, or entirely absent due to a manufacturing defect at the mint, the coin might exhibit unusual coloration or exposed zinc surfaces, and while minor plating bubbles are common and typically not valuable, a fully unplated 2019 cent verified as a genuine mint error rather than environmental damage would be far rarer and potentially much more valuable, especially if authenticated through scientific testing confirming that the anomaly occurred during production, and authentication is absolutely critical when discussing multi-million-dollar valuations, because the higher the claimed value, the more rigorous the scrutiny from experts and potential buyers and professional grading services examine coins under magnification, verify weight and composition, compare die markers to known examples,